Something happened last week that prompted me to write this piece. In this presentation, I explore both the greatness and the prejudice in America. I call this I Am American. Thank you. The other day, I was sitting in Mocha Moment, the cafe on the other side of town. There are hardly any good cafes in this city to hang out. I have had a long affinity with the cafes. They have played an important role in my life. Mocha Moment is probably the only place here that serves this purpose. So once in a while, I go there and hang out. This day, I was just sitting there on a table by the window. Another person I had run into there some time ago, Richard Wunder, saw me and came by. He sat down and we started having a nice conversation. Richard is an artist in his early 80s and with a broad outlook. We enjoy each other's company. We never plan our meetings. They always happen per chance once in a while when I stop by at Mocha to pick up some coffee beans. This afternoon, we were just sitting and a man popped up from nowhere. He bent down and put his face almost next to mine and started talking in rapid fire. Are you Indian? Are you a Patel? He didn't even say it right with emphasis on wrong syllables. I knew a Patel. Oh, there's something else. He owned a motel. His son works at a gas station. Oh, Indians are smart. And on he went. I couldn't get a word in. His body language was sending a different message and saying something else altogether. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I said, No, I'm not a Patel, and I'm not a frog either. I see a broad horizon beyond my pond. He didn't get it. What would be the point? The damage was already done. As it has happened at many other times in the past, it hurts. We immigrants worked so hard to be a part of America like anyone else. Our American was not given to us. We were not born with it. We have worked very hard to earn it. It is an immense labor of love. We appreciate it, value it, and do everything we can to preserve it. We want nothing more than to be regarded and accepted like anyone else. But alas, the skin color and accent comes in the way. I came to America over 40 years ago, which is longer than more than half of America's population today, which means I have been an American longer than half of America. I have been a citizen for over 28 years. My gestation period was much longer as well, way over 9 months. I have been preparing, studying, and learning about America for nearly 20 years before I came here. Also, I did not come here for a bigger paycheck or to escape any atrocities in India. India is a fine country with centuries of culture and wisdom. It is the birthplace of Buddhism, yoga, Ayurveda, and much more. I came here because I truly wanted to experience a wider world, different cultures. I really appreciated American values and concepts of freedom, dignity, and anything is possible if you try ethos. In comparison, the studies show that more than half the school children today don't even know who JFK was, and some can't even recall Abraham Lincoln. I came here in 1984 as a foreign student. As such, I had to pay out-of-state tuition, which was more than twice as much. Also, as a foreign student, I was not eligible for any student loans, financial aid, scholarships, or grants. I was not even allowed to work, with one exception. I could work on campus at minimum wage, which was $3.35 per hour at the time. Even there was a limit of 20 hours per week. I had come here with about $23,000 in savings, but with the high tuition and living expenses, that money was running out fast. The tuition was capped at 12 credits. Above that, additional classes did not cost more. So I took on extra credits as well to be able to save money and graduate as quickly as possible. I was doing 18 credits. Still, I could see problems ahead. My money would soon run out. So I decided to seek advice and find help. I wrote a letter to the Chancellor, Dr. James O'Connor, describing my situation and predicament. A few days later, his secretary, Susan, called and said that Dr. Connor wanted to see me. I went to his office, quite nervous. We met. He did not ask me anything. I still remember that meeting very vividly. As soon as I entered his office, he smiled and asked me to sit down. His first words that he spoke were, "Anil, here is what we are going to do. We'll waive your out of state tuition with retroactive effect, meaning I will have to pay in state tuition only. It also meant that the additional out of state portion that I had paid in the past 3 semesters will be reverted back to me and applied towards the following semesters. Next, that his secretary has already arranged work for me at the university store. I am to go and see John Hapka, the store manager, the same afternoon. He wished me good luck and let me go. I was overwhelmed, overjoyed, and relieved. All of a sudden, my problems were solved. But this was only the beginning, as I'll find out a few months later. I cut out a whole portion about 10 minutes long. It would have become too long. I went to see John Hapka, a thoroughly delightful, pipe-smoking man. He put me to work right away. My first job was to go to different buildings and take inventory of the furniture, count chairs and desks in classrooms, furniture and lamps in the offices, and write the counts on the clipboard. Some residence halls were getting renovated and items were being marked for sale. Student desks for $3, chairs for $2, and dressers for $5. I bought one myself and still have it. I did a lot of tagging. John and I became good friends as well. This humble beginning led to many other successes. I learned databases, which led to a better job at school, then a graduate assistantship, and finally a job as information specialist at UW System Office in Madison. There is not enough time here today to tell my very interesting and fascinating story from my student days at UW Whitewater. I put it up on a blog, so I'll send you guys a link if you're interested. The point is that America is a wonderful country. Help comes along when you need it and if you are sincere. Also, you can succeed if you're committed and willing to work hard towards your goal. I graduated in time in 1992 with 2 degrees, a bachelor's in marketing and an MBA in information technology. Since I was not eligible for any loans, I came away with 2 degrees and 0 debt. The hard work had paid off. I had already gotten married 1 year ago in 1991 to a woman from Janesville. She used to say, "I married you because I believed you will take me away from Wisconsin." So after graduation, I asked her, "Where do you want to go?" Let me share this thing with you. One is the same, but this is when we left Wisconsin.
Where you want to go?
So after graduation, I asked her, "Where do you want to go?" She said, "Colorado. I have always liked the mountains." I said, "Okay." We packed our bags and left for Denver on June 6, 1993. I didn't have any job lined up or anything, but I had a lot of confidence and hope. I found my first job within 2 months in Denver at US West, the Baby Well, providing phone service to 14 Western states. Again, long stories, but I did well in my career. People liked me and admired my work. but I still felt being treated differently, sometimes nice different, and at other times otherwise. It was still hard to find assimilation and true acceptance. In 1996, we moved to California and lived there for 20 years. It was a different experience. There was a lot more diversity there. With the internet explosion, America needed a lot of skilled computer people instantly, which we could not produce here fast enough. India provided them. Many came here, they were accepted and respected. When I joined PeopleSoft in the Silicon Valley in 1997, there were only 2 Indians in the company. By the time I left there in 2005, there were hundreds. They did not take jobs away from Americans. We still had a huge shortage of skilled computer workers, and there still is today. I retired in 2015. The technology was changing rapidly. I was 62 years old. The next oldest person in the company was 20 years younger than me at 42. I simply did not have the energy. In high-tech industry, burnout rate is very high. You work on a global clock. If you cannot put in 14 hours a day, you cannot survive. Even after retirement, the pressure was still there. I was still breathing the same air. Recruiters still called. I had a lot of experience, but no gas in the tank. It was hard to ignore the temptations. So we decided to leave Silicon Valley and come back to Wisconsin. And we came back here in October 2016. We shipped the stuff here and took a long 5-day road trip from Redwood City, California to Janesville, Wisconsin. No more manic Mondays. But it has not been easy. I've forgotten being treated different, but it comes to fore here every so often. People still ask me here, where are you from? I hear the question, but it is the tone that matters. Sometimes what I hear is not, where are you from, but why are you here? To that tone, I answer, I am from this planet. Where are you from? They get surprised and go silent. I encourage curiosity because it is a virtue. I'm very curious myself. If I find other curious people, we are kindred souls. We can engage in curious discussions and learn from each other. I enjoy the conversations and companionship, but prejudice, that is something else. It hurts. Every religion professes that there is only one God, and He has created everything, all of us. He created this earth, mountain, oceans, land, and all creatures. What He certainly did not create were boundaries, silos, and nations, which also come and go. Then how come some people are treated as children of a lesser God? Isn't that short-sighted and an insult to our Creator as well? I carefully use the word short-sighted because history is evidence the creation of silos and nations has not solved any problems. It has only created wars, misery, unhappiness, and diminished human experience. I have earned my America. It was not given to me. I did not inherit it. I was not born to it. I have really earned it the hard way. The biggest tragedy of the human experience is that we are born free, but are immediately tagged and put into cages. We have a skin color, a country, a religion, a language, a social class, and more. This becomes our destiny. Most humans spend their entire lives in their cages. Some try to break free and succeed. Many don't. Nonetheless, it is a struggle. It is not easy. Doesn't have to be this way, but that's the way it is. America is a great country. It is my country. It is your country. It is my home. It is your home. It is big. Please don't make it small. Thank you.
Good ending.
Your wife, after 40 years, she wanted to leave Wisconsin, and she changed her mind. Come back. Huh?